want to flatten the feet and make the arches? No? Yes? You'll probably see it. You go through it. Somewhere along the way. Alright, so you're standing, boom, and you flatten the feet. You go into pronation, primarily of the rear foot, right? When that goes in that pronation moment, let's start at the very bottom, work our way up. So when you go past that subtalar region, get into the forefoot and midfoot, those suckers are supinated, right? Relatively speaking, together, flat on the ground, which makes you think it's pronation, but once you pull that foot back up, you'll see you are really supinated. It's just a flow reaction moment. Okay? So hang on to that one. Just throw an off of this if you have to.
You want to try that again?
Yeah.
Run it back.
Huh?
Run it back.
Run it back. So rear foot goes into pronation. When that rear foot goes into pronation, in order for your foot to maintain a normal position on the ground, the toes kind of get shoved up a little bit. And that creates a supination moment of the mid and forefoot. So if you were to get in that position of pronation of the rear foot, and I were to freeze your foot just like that and bring you back into a normal position, your forefoot would be in a position of supination. Does that make sense? At all? Okay, good. Again, that's a flow reaction moment. The muscles didn't try to do anything. They just push back. It's a floor, right? Push back. Okay? When you collapse that rear foot, in the pronation, you get the real supination of the rest of the foot complex, mid and forefoot.
Can you walk on your outside of the foot?
Yes, you can.
I mean, normally?
Yeah, why not? Yes, even better, if you are a hyperpronator and you don't want that flow reaction, just go walk in the sand. Squish right into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it was back so much. You gave, and now you pronated everything. And your toes are pointing up towards who knows where. Right? It didn't push back. Does that make sense? Yeah, you could use it on every stuff all you want. Walk on water. Okay, are we good? Let's go up the chain. What happens at the tip? Tip fib. So the bone. Internal rotation, right? Good. Knee. Squeaky knees, like a valgus in a flexion force. Hold me down. Okay? Femurs. Internal rotation. Are we good? And then you can still talk about okay? Are we good with that concept? We're at the chain. Now let's go ahead and make the big arches. And again, you could, Wes, make the big arches and not try to get your feet on the ground, be on your lateral side. But instead of being up there, as you go into the supinated position, your forefoot is going to pronate and try to get your toes back on the ground. Okay? And that's an easy one to see. The harder one to see is why you get supination when your foot's flat and smooshed into the ground. Okay? But it's just the same that we just talked about there. If I go into a supinated rear foot, in order to get my toes down, they've got to pronate mid and forefoot down there. Okay? So make the arch and then smush the toes down. So supination rear foot, pronation, mid and forefoot. Okay? Then my tibias are going into external rotation. The forces across the knee are going to be a varus and extension forces. Okay? Varus valgus forces are in the frontal plane. Those left extension, diagonal plane, those forces. Okay? Femur externally rotates. There you go. Just give us all that in dollars. Maybe memorize it. Live it.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Every night.
It's like 30 minutes of video, dude. Shit.
Okay. All right.
Condensed lecture of all of it.
And that was just the motions.
There's only 10 questions.
Yeah, right.
4.3 versus 40 questions. Maybe 100.
The first part of it is weight bearing is fairly easy. All the body weight, I get to the press. Okay. So That's 5 seconds of your weight static.
Is there like 10 motions, and then there's like 3 or 4 questions on each one, right?
There's like 4 on each one.
What
Yeah.
happens is you don't want to just collapse the
So-
leg, right? You try to find a neutral point where you
Damn.
turn off.
As opposed to left hand.
When you go up that step, you have this medium firing, if you direct in the frontal
3
plane,
times a minute.
and even more
It's
often.
not good.
And I'm not
If you think about the origin and insertion, those
What up?
muscles, they're all probably
I'm gonna try to for like 45 minutes.
fire. They don't just create
I know, like.
all the time. They don't just create rotational things. They also create compressive things. Does that make sense? So, like if we go to biceps, for example, we talked about sort of somewhere along the way, where if you have a weight in your hand, and you have biceps that fire, and you're setting to 0. A lot of that force, the torque is wasted in compression. So you can get that rotation level started. Then, once you start, then it's all rotation. And in the spring quarter, Dr. Sims will get a hold of you, and we'll talk about these things as well. It's rotational versus transitory, compressive or distractor force. But can you appreciate that sort of? That this bicep as a whole is just giving compression and not just rotation. Same thing here. Big muscles all around your hip, if they fire, aren't just causing rotational moments. Rotational moments here, they're creating a very powerful compressive force. And that's multiplied multiple times your body weight in order for it to occur. Because of, if you've got a fairly long resistance on a fairly small effort on it. Does that make sense? Your body weight, a fair amount of weight is coming down fairly far away from the axis of rotation, which means that now my effort arm has to fight even harder in order for it to maintain levels, okay, in terms of the frontal plane. Even more crazy back here, because now I have to listen to the body. So compressive force is all shoving into that joint. Are we there? Yeah. Not my kind of Yeah, I wanted to ask you a couple of those. And y'all want calculators or something? Because I put those on there. The math is so incredibly easy that if you don't get it, I'm going to smack you around.
Just make sure we use